Hello everyone, welcome to my review of the Hogwarts Castle playset. I think it was put out by Mattel in 2001, I'm not sure, because I don't have the box anymore. It's kind of something kind of like a Polly Pocket type of playset. First, here's the castle. It was a very nicely done castle. Now, sometimes you'll notice these stainings that are not always very attractive. That's actually paint, and as a warning, if you get a castle like this, if you use anything like Windex or anything like that to clean it, you might remove the paint, because the paint doesn't seem to be fixed on there. So this is the castle. It's got some parts on the bottom that open up as well. I'll get into that in a moment. You might notice this thing down here and you're like, what the hell is that? This playset came with actually other playset. They were all sold separately, but there were other play sets that you could attach to this, and I believe, yeah, they have several of these holes, and you could attach the play sets to each other, and if you turned it on, the main castle could make all the other play sets moving parts move as well. The castle, by the way, takes 3 AA batteries that go on the bottom down here. Their placement can be a little confusing. So, this is the side. And this is the back. We got a little part here that opens up to reveal the Miravirus head. And this cubby hole is to get out figures in case they get trapped. You'll see that in a second. And this thing down here, I didn't know what that was for a very long time, but it's actually a drawer to store things in. And if you get one of these and you get it brand new, you will find your knight in shining armor and 3 Hogwarts tables, I think, in there. And that's also where the on and off button is. To the side again, you can see a little bit of Hedwig, and that's where one of the speakers is. Okay. Now, my set is not totally complete. It's got most of the stuff, I think, and I don't even remember all that comes with it. But I think it does have most of its figures. So, it is missing the knight in shining armor. That is one thing. It is, you know. But, okay, so we've got Ron. And he can bend over. We've got Harry with a lantern. And there's a reason why his holder is different from the others. We got Harry in his invisibility cloak. We have Hermione. We have Professor Snape, which is one of my favorites. And we have the troll. And we have the 3 Hogwarts tables. Now, it's not uncommon sometimes to get one of these if you buy them. They're out of production, but you can still buy them a lot on Amazon or eBay. Some of them don't always work, and there's 2 things that often accompany the ones that don't work. They'll often be missing their Snape figure, and they'll claim they won't work. Well, as it turns out, a lot of times these 2 things are related, and this is why. Professor Snape, this is the potions class, and it's very common for people to leave their Professor Snape in there. I don't know what goes on. It's actually a very bad idea, or, well, maybe they put him there. This one doesn't actually seem to fit very well. Anyway, it's actually, if you get one of these, it's actually a very bad idea to store any of your figures in the lower rooms, because what happens, but particularly in the potions room, there seems to be, I guess, a hole in them, and the figures get lost inside the castle in a part that is not normally accessible. And they get into the wiring and it causes the thing to stop working. Now, if that does happen, a lot of times, like we were able to get a Snape out. We were able to fix one of ours by taking the screws out on the bottom and undoing this, and we were able to rescue Snape. And then after that, the thing started working again. We made some horrible story about how Snape was kidnapped and put into the dungeons and had been gang raped. And okay, never mind. I meant to keep these things clean, but yeah. But all the perverted Harry Potter fiction would have been proud of the story we made up. Anyway, so. Anyway, so if you have a Hogwarts castle that's missing a Snape figure and it's not working, it's very possible the two are related. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this thing on. I had really liked this castle, but the noise it makes is really annoying. And it's not something that just happens, that just it makes noises for a little while and then stops. It's just pretty much a constant ongoing thing. No matter how new these things are, keep in mind that mine's a little damaged. I think that it doesn't have a little gold thing up there, and yeah, and the decal is kind of coming off at the front. But as I said, this was put out in 2001, so, you know, little damage here and there is probably to be expected. So, anyway, the noises continue, and no matter how good these things are, they tend to make they're very loud, they make a kind of grinding noise and all that. So, I'm going to open it up so I can demonstrate the sound effects it makes. Okay. It's supposed to be working, did it? Oh god. Alright, okay, ha ha ha, you're funny. It was just working a second ago. And I can't even blame Snape for... Okay. Okay, on. Okay, there we go. Maybe the bottom things have to be closed too. So as you can see, it is very noisy. Okay, so in the potions room, if you flip that thing, oops, sorry, you missed that. Okay, hold on. Okay, so in the potions room, you see what's probably Neville Longbottom or some kid pouring his potion in. You switch it around and suddenly it explodes, and there it is, and oh, it's jammed again. Okay. It does do that. Yeah, it tends to jam. Okay. Yeah. Let me show you this before it totally jams. Okay. Okay, here's the Harry Potter. And he moves. Okay, and if you notice, the thing is moving around, the dinners move, and the sorting hat kind of goes up and down. Alright, so this potions doesn't make any noise. Over here, you should be hearing the feather goes up, and you hear a sound of it. But it doesn't seem to be, it doesn't always work. I found that this one is very hard to get. Alright, there it goes, that swishing sound. Okay, here is just an empty classroom. Up here you have Harry's Invisibility Cloak. What the idea is that you're supposed to put a figure in and then use it to make the secret bookcase. The only problem is you do risk getting it jammed, but it makes... That's the thing it makes. Here you have the upper story bathroom where you can reenact the troll scene. Push that button. Well, actually, it's kind of jammed. Okay. Okay, and then here you've got Hedwig. Okay, and over here you've got another empty classroom. Up here you have the screaming book. Yeah, if this thing just starts jamming, grinding, it's just good to kind of turn the table over. You see that book coming out? And it yells. Up here, you have, if you switch that, that thing comes up. And that pretty much is what it does. As you can see, you know, if you're buying it for kids, you know, it's one of those things, can you handle hearing this all the time? Because, I mean, I just found it, I really liked the playset, but it was just really annoying after a while. And now that I've shown you everything it does, there. So, there. So, anyway, so that's what it does. It's actually very nicely made in a lot of ways, and you know, and as I said, they've got additional play sets that if you plug them in there, then the batteries will activate. If they're good enough, will activate the other moving parts of the additional play sets. There's the Burrow and Platform 9 3/4 and the Forbidden Corridor and Hagrid's Hut. And is there anything else? Oh, the Quidditch field, which was also kind of neat. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know. I might be you know, there might be others I'm forgetting, but yeah, there was like other play sets that came with it. So, it was kind of neat. As far as I know, only the castle and the Quidditch had their own batteries. The other play sets actually required you to either manually move things or they required you to plug them into one of the things that had batteries, like the Quidditch or the Hogwarts. So, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed my review of the Hogwarts Castle play set. That's it, you know, and stay tuned.